Well, we've got more Twitter updates or X updates, whatever you want to call it. Elon Musk trying to fix Twitter. And I got to be honest, I do use the app pretty often. He's at least fixed the spam interaction content underneath posts where someone says just a bunch of crap. They'll say a single word and then they'll spam the word like 50 different times. I haven't seen that personally recently when it comes to my X experience. So they've at least fixed that. But when it comes to just in general, you can see Musk coming out and saying any accounts doing engagement farming will be suspended and traced to source. We've also got the idea possibly Musk charging new users a small fee to even post on the site because the content has gotten so ridiculous with the bots apparently. Now, people have said, well, the bots under Musk have gotten worse. I think that's impossible to say whether or not the bots have gotten worse under Musk versus before. But it is very clear that because Elon has introduced this incentive to engagement farm, you get money for it. And if you do it really well, you're going to make a significant amount of money. I will say, when it comes to like making money on X, it's a lot like making money on any social media. You have to get a ton of views consistently to be able to do it. So these accounts that are able to do it, they get loads of views. It's not like you can just randomly create an X account, get verified, pay $8 a month, and then start making a boatload of money. That's really not how it works. These accounts have been built up over time. A lot of them were already big before Musk even took over and before you could make money. But these are the top accounts that have been community noted. And you look at Daily Loud, I think they got banned by Twitter a few months ago and then they came back. They're just pure internet cancer. I mean, it's what they post is horrible. There's obviously a huge incentive to engage. And that's why you're seeing all these different posts and people asking, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? I can name out 5 or 6 accounts that I know that ask leading questions or show something and say, oh, look at this. And it's just the most ridiculous thing ever. And they're going to get crazy responses and they know it because there's that incentive. Is that healthy? Is that good? It's going to look good when it comes to overall engagements for the platform. But is that really the type of discourse you want? And let me be clear, of course, I'm very happy that Elon Musk took over X. What we were dealing with before was an unevolved social media climate where one political party controlled everything and they were silencing things they didn't like. You know, Democrats have already come out as anti-free speech. They endorse censorship. They admit it now and they brag about it. So it's good that Musk came out and bought Twitter. And then they try and gaslight everyone and say Musk's an idiot. He lost money buying Twitter. It doesn't matter that he lost money. It's the reality that Musk now controls it and it is a free platform. And there is going to be blatant racism on Twitter. That's the reality of it. You're going to have to deal with it. It's free speech. And people get mad about it. It is what it is. That's what happens when you have free speech. You're going to get the good, bad, and the ugly. And when it comes to, X entering an election year, this is going to be the first presidential election with Elon Musk in charge. Certainly we would not expect the same thing that happened in 2020 with the silencing of the big time October surprise that was going to severely hurt the Democrats. It was silenced on all the social medias. And whether or not you want to say, well, they were just being safe. Guys, we have the numbers. We have the proof. If you look at Twitter before Musk took over and you look at the employees of Twitter and where their donations went, it was, I believe, it might have actually been 100% donated to the Democrats. I'm not even kidding you. I think when it came back to the 2018 midterms, that was a thing that was studied. It might have been 98% of the money went to Democrats. So is that really a fair and equal ecosystem when you've got people judging political discourse on the internet and banning certain people for what they deem is misinformation or disinformation when they're all on one side? Why don't we make it even and you've got 45% Democrat, 45% conservative, 10% independent? That would be a lot more of a healthy ecosystem. Of course, that's not what it was. It was totally biased. And then they gaslight and say, well, it's just a racist platform now, when the reality is it's much more open, even with the situation. And I've called Musk out on it. I've said, look, it's out of control. The engagement farming, it's terrible. And apparently he's trying to fix it. And I believe he has at least fixed it a little bit. Now, there still is a lot of terrible content on there because the main issue is when you incentivize clicks, and we understand they're incentivized on every platform, right? If I make a more shocking type crazy video and put it in all caps, it's probably going to get more views on YouTube. That's just the reality of the internet. But you've got people like putting in all caps, screaming things that are just false because they're trying to get more money. How do you curb something like that? It's just not healthy or good for your platform. It's what I like to call internet cancer, and we're seeing more and more of that. And Musk, I don't know if he's going to go and suspend some of these accounts that are doing it on purpose. I mean, how do you police that? These are people that technically they are your paying customers. They're paying you $8 a month to do this. And then when it comes to the creation of new accounts, it's very hard to tell how bad the bot problem is because I don't think bots are even the biggest issue with X right now. It's people realizing all they have to do is pay $8 and then they become this sort of legitimate, I put legitimate in quotations because they have the blue check, they kind of get this legitimate boost where their content gets seen more, whatever you're saying, you get more engagements, and there's really no great answer to the situation because it's like, I've thought of possibly if you create a new social media platform, you can only create one account. How is that regulated? How do we know if you have more than one account? That becomes very hard. But in general, there is no perfect way to do it. It's not like Reddit is doing any better or, look at YouTube. Maybe they fixed it because I haven't seen a ton of YouTube comments that are terrible recently. But if you go on a crypto channel, it got so bad, there would be a bot comment, and then under that, there would be 50 different bots commenting, responding, saying, oh my God, thank you for telling me this information. It's on every platform. It's infested on every platform, but maybe this is a sign, Musk coming out saying, engagement farming, the people doing it will be suspended. It is kind of hard to police. How do you know people are engagement farming? The other thing that has to be cleaned up completely, if you've got a post, and this is another thing that makes the platform very hard to use, you've got a post, and let's say it's a really interesting tweet, whatever it is, maybe it's a photo, maybe it's just a fact, and there's 236 replies to it, and you look at all the replies, and the replies are just engagement farming content under it to try and get noticed. They've all bought the blue check mark, so in terms of their reply, they're going to show up at the top, and it's just completely different videos that aren't even related to the initial tweet. There's no organic responses you're able to see. That's another huge issue. And if you guys actually know what's going on with cryptocurrency and how incentivized, there's a lot of gaming accounts that will create apps that incentivize, just complete crap responses. It's like if you respond to our tweet and say, to the moon or something, or hashtag whatever their coin is called, you'll get 20 engagement points that you can farm, and when we have an airdrop, you're going to get a higher percentage. That's the type of just total crap. And of course, they do that to drive up their followers, make them seem more legitimate, because a lot of these gaming coins haven't launched. And I've had success investing in the gaming coins. I'm not criticizing them, but I'm just saying in general, that is total cancer that you want to eliminate. If I were running a social media app, it's terrible. It's just the idea of incentivizing users to write crap responses under posts or follow someone to get more little points, potentially to get more for an airdrop, or maybe like a higher chance of being a part of a pre-sale, something like that. There's so many, there are gaming platforms, cryptocurrency gaming coins that have not launched yet. They haven't had their pre-sale, and they have 700,000 followers. That's real organic. That's really healthy. Oh, that's just great. That is awesome. Yeah, that's beautiful. But you just know, come on, guys. But either way, I just wanted to talk about it. Maybe Musk is cleaning it up. I will say, when it comes to those just weird responses where you've got like some Indian person responding 50 different times, spamming underneath some type of viral tweet saying, hi, cat, just one word responses. I don't know if that gives you more money. I've never tried to make money on Twitter. I never would. It's just, I don't think it would be a very good revenue source. And I'm going to be honest, it really probably wouldn't unless you're getting crazy high engagement on every tweet and you're tweeting multiple times a day. Then yes, you could make thousands of dollars daily. You could do that, on a lot of different social media platforms. But again, it's not like you can just pick it up tomorrow and do it. It's very hard to get started. And when it comes to a lot of these accounts, they just blatantly lie for engagement. And now the community notes, I mean, he's going to have to hire more people. He's going to have to rehire some people or something to get the community notes to check all these people, because a lot of the stuff, they just have to constantly be under the same accounts because they're lying for more engagement, and the community notes has to check them. It is kind of interesting what's going on. We'll have to see if it ends up getting limited. Obviously, if you guys know the adult content stuff, the OF, I would eliminate that from the platform. I just think it's terrible for the platform. Soliciting under tweets should be banned. And I think Musk a few weeks ago said that he was going to do that. So who knows, maybe he'll end up doing it. Also, I do want to shout out, I haven't done this in a while, but this is kind of like a smaller video. Not as many people will watch it. If you guys want to join my Discord, link to that will be in the description as well. But